Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Screen Time Continuum. I am Nick, and I am joined, as always, with the boys. Keelan, what's up, man?
Not much, not much. Doing pretty well on this Wednesday. I think the only issue I'm having on this Wednesday is getting my microphone to stop swaying back and forth like it's at a '90s R&B concert.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, maybe turn the boys to men off. That'll do
Ah, come
it.
on. It's called mood music for a reason.
That's right. That is true. I can't deny that. We got the mustard here. Dijon, what's going on, man?
Not much. Heavy Wednesday for me, but I'm glad to be here.
All right, all right. And we are glad that you are here too. Thank you so much for tuning in with us this evening. We are live on Wednesday, but if you're checking this later on, we appreciate you too. Tonight, we're going to have a special episode. We're not reviewing any movie in particular. We're actually going through our catalog, going through our reviews, and we're going to be reviewing our reviews. Talk about a meta narrative there. So for this episode, we wanted to go through. We have 33 videos that we've done, reviews that we've done for movies, and we've kept the tally of these rankings. And in our keeping of this tally, we realized that there were some that we just didn't sit right with us. Some that we just can't justify their position and their standings, whether it's too high or too low. And I think we all came to the consensus that we needed to rework our ranking board. So that's what this episode's going to be. It's going to be us revisiting all of the movies that we've reviewed so far, talking a little bit of shit, and seeing if we are still okay with the consensus that we came with originally. So I think that without much further ado, we could probably get into it. As you guys can see on our screen now, so this is going to be a visual heavy episode. We have our ranking board here, which has all of the episodes that we've done so far, 33 in total, 33 movies, that is. We've also done TV shows, but I was going to save that for another time. It was also just too many things to put on one flashcard. So we have 33 movies here that we've reviewed in the past. Bonus points to you if you've seen every review that we've done concerning these videos. We very much appreciate it. But we're going to start off with number 1 and then work our way to number 33 and figure out whether we are good with the rankings that we've decided, or whether we may have ranked it too hastily and need to change the review. So let's jump into it, guys. Number 1 is at the top of our list, which I kind of found surprising. I didn't know that it was going to be a 10 out of 10, but that is Big Fish. And Big Fish was a surprising one for me. And I think in the last episode, we talked about movies that we could say that you couldn't trim any of the fat off, because Keelan and I had mentioned that sometimes movies are way too long. And then we talked about, I think it's probably easier to define it, or to find movies that you can't trim things away from. I think Big Fish would fall into that category. I don't think that there's any fat on this movie. But what do you guys think? What do you guys think, Big Fish?
I wholly agree with exactly what you said. This is one of those movies, beginning to end. Give me every second of it. And the 10 for 10 is, I think it is definitely where it needs to be.
That's fair. I mean, I would agree too. I was surprised by the 10 out of 10 for sure, but I'm pleasantly surprised. Dijon, what are your comments there?
I agree, because the thing is, how long was this movie again? Like
about 2 hours.
Yeah. 2 hours. So I think for the most part, as of now, as an audience or just in many different medias, we find ourselves with very short attention spans. And I mean, and the thing is, unless it sincerely catches our attention and we could get into the groove where it has that hook right at the beginning, that's like the best model. Like if it can hook us from there, from beginning to end, it's perfect. Right. So this movie definitely does that for storytelling. So you already have cinema. In a sense, cinema is just basically a delightful way of storytelling, and that's what Big Fish does. and like you said, we're doing a review based off our reviews, and this basically tells the story of many of the stories of a person with heart, and it's great, and it deserves the 10 out of 10 that it gets.
Definitely. Keelan?
This also was my first time watching this. I don't know if I ever said that the first time. I had heard of this movie a million times and heard things of it. So I also wanted to add that not only like I get that you were surprised, Nick, but by the end of this movie, I don't see how it could be anything other than. And I think we've watched quite enough. Not saying I know we haven't watched everything in the world, but we watched enough to know that this is one of those movies that definitely shows you that there are tiers to what success really is in film, and why we know that there's a difference between a film and a movie.
Yeah, I think that's well said. Yeah, both of you guys, good points on both ends. Do you guys have anything else before we move on? Any last? I think we're all set with 10 out of 10 for Big Fish. I think that's uncontroversial. So number 2 is Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Another one. I'm not to say I was surprised that it got a high rating, because it's one of my favorite movies anyway. So I would have rated it highly. But yeah, I was really glad that you guys enjoyed this one. I was really happy that, like, we all saw what I think I was appreciating in that. And yeah, Jim Carrey, Kate Winslet, it's hard to go wrong, But yeah, what do you guys think? 9.3 out of 10.
I'm trying to remember what was wrong with this movie to not get a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, Keelan.
I don't remember. I don't remember
either. Movie. I should have probably gone back into our videos and been like, okay, what were the points that we brought up? Yeah.
Because I definitely don't remember what the issue. Because and that's not saying maybe it wasn't an issue. Maybe we were just leaving some room for error, right? But overall, I mean, you hear some really crazy stories. This is one of those that I didn't expect this movie to be that good.
Yeah. Neither did I. I mean, when I first saw it,
yeah. And even when you read the title, you're like, whoa, that's a complex title. And you see the stars, and you're okay, this should be pretty good. And then you get it, and you're just like, standing ovation on this one. And yeah. I really wish I could remember why that 0.7 is not there. That's my take
agree.
right now.
Yeah, I agree. Dijon, what do you think?
If I remember correctly, I gave it straight up 10. And for me to give anything a 10, I gotta know it gives me that urge to watch it again. Not once, not like twice, 3, but I can watch it again and again, no matter what time period this movie would have came out, as long as I know it can hold up, and always gives me something to think about, and always think about things in a different perspective every time I watch it, or at least give me that satisfying feeling like, yeah. And this movie does it. And I've watched it quite a bit of times after my first time seeing it. And I do love movies where everybody's expecting to typecast an actor or actress. And when they see, I see Jim Carrey, or I see, Kate Winslet, and like raunchy or some type of comedy, or some type of like drama in a sense. But in a sense, it's like I love these how would you call these? I guess I'll use this metaphor, but the needle in a haystack movies, where it's like you're not expecting it, or you won't want to watch it because you already typecast these people into a certain role. But when you really sit there and watch it, it's like, holy shit! Beyond the creativity, is something different, something fun. Or some of these movies are not fun, but they give you these fucked up life lessons that really hit you, that you have experienced, or it's like, goddamn.
Right.
Go
Go
No,
ahead.
I just want to say really quick. This you just reminded me of something you said. I looked again at the role and the people, and even looking at the cover, and it's like if you were to just pass by this cover, even the lineup of stars, this is almost a bargain bin movie at glance.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
And,
yeah.
and you know what? I'll be honest, and I'll say this, and I'm probably gonna say this for a few movies I'm gonna recommend for us to watch and go through. Back when I used to live, where I used to live in Culver City, there was not a Best Buy, but fuck, what was the name of that place? Blockbusters,
Mm.
and it was a lot of that. And when they were going out of business, I hated Blockbusters. Just quick personal story, long short story. They did me wrong, so I just felt the entitlement that anytime they were trying to get rid of the movies, they had them outside. I was just walk off with it, and they would just keep the CDs in the case. I was just a walk off with it and just break it at home. And a
Wow.
lot of these type of movies I would watch and was like, holy shit, that was really good.
Mm.
And these are one of the movies you just wouldn't expect to watch. And I love this because I went back watching something. I'm like, these dudes legitimately erased their minds not once, not twice, but several times.
Yeah.
And I was
yeah.
holy shit. And it's like you can't run away from your problem. So
Right.
you guys are drawing
Unless you create a machine that helps you do it.
Yeah.
Which it did, but it was just like, nope.
But inevitably, you end up, repeating your problems, like the movie says. I honestly, you guys, I think this is on me. I think this is my fault. I think I was the one that rated it below a 10. So, if you guys are comfortable with it, I'm ready to change this.
I am highly comfortable with you changing this.
Okay.
I am
Fixer,
also definitely the fixer. And it's funny that you say that, Nick, because I'm really sitting here flipping through my notes, and I'm like, where is my other notebook? Because I have two of them, and that's where this one is, and I couldn't find it. So the fact that you were able
I didn't do it. I didn't make that happen.
I wanted to know because I know sometimes it could be me. Like there are times that I'm just overly critical about nothing, and I'm enjoying it. Like I've went back to some of our videos, and you will hear me say through an entire video how much I love the movie, and I'm tearing it down the whole time.
Yeah, well, after you guys both were like, I don't know why this isn't a 10, I was like, oh shit, that must be me. I must have done this. So I'm glad that we corrected that.
I want to say because this was one of your picks, you probably didn't give it a 10 initially because you probably voted first and didn't want to be put the pressure on. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's very possible. So yeah, it could have been me just being a little bit modest, but I agree with you guys. This movie definitely deserves the 10 out of 10. So glad we can rectify that. Let's move on to number 3. And that is Drive. Drive. I really like this movie. It's kind of a mood. It's kind of like an artsy sort of movie that really wants to soak up all of that LA vibe, and as LA natives ourselves, I think we appreciate that. I'm comfortable with the 9 out of 10. I don't know if there's anything that I could ding. I can't remember a whole lot of like the negatives if we had any. But what are you guys' thoughts?
I can.
Okay, there we go.
This 9 actually may be on me. I don't remember for sure, but it could be on me. I remember a few. I like the movie. I actually really enjoyed this movie, but I do remember small things like I want to say we had just come off of The Little Things, and the lack of dialogue, I'm sure, was a negative takeaway. It's a Ryan Gosling movie, so it's either heavy in dialogue or it's very light in dialogue. This was light in dialogue. A lot of, like light in dialogue, so it's just a lot of look at Ryan Gosling's cheekbones.
Yeah, that is true. It is him staring a lot and looking kind of creepily at people.
Right. So yeah. I could understand how it got the 9 out of 10. I don't think this could use a bump up. If I had to choose, it could possibly drop to about an 8 or even I wouldn't go 7.5 because I'm looking at our list, and if I drop this,
it doesn't deserve to be at a 7.
Yeah, but a 8.5 or a solid 8, I could drop it to there, and I would still be pretty okay with it.
Just know, what do you think? I know this was your pick, so.
I stand by it for a 10 because the thing is, so many things for me. Like I said, when I give something a 10, that's a perfect score, is when I can go back and rewatch a movie, find something new, or just have that satisfying smile, or just feeling, give me the bubble guts or the butterflies after watching it again. This movie always does it for me.
Mm.
And you know what? I've seen this in theaters back then when it first came out. I didn't know nothing about this movie when I first seen it. I just like, all right. My buddy was like, hey, let's just go see this, because he was on a Ryan Gosling high, after a movie called Blue Valentine.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't seen Blue Valentine yet. I hear it's depressing. I didn't want to really touch another depressing movie at that time in my life. And we seen it. I was like, this is good. And then I started doing some investigation in it, and it was just like, it was just a couple pages. I think it was like 13, no, it was like 30 pages for the whole script because of the lack of dialogue, of course. Then, find out about the book and everything. And it's like, there's certain things that are like translated to anime, TV shows, or even cinema, from, novels to comic books, et cetera, that does it better than its original source material. And you guys already know it from past things we've done. I got a bone to pick when shit can draw from the source material and fuck it up, or just make it worse than the source material.
Mm.
And this does it in so many forms. I'm like, wow, this is good. Added a couple extras from just the cinematography and just the soundtrack to go with it. And it was just like, it was nice. It was just like, it was a perfect fucking Sunday for me.
Yeah, I think honestly, I really enjoyed this movie too. I'm good with the 9, and seeing as Keelan would even lower it, and you're at a 10, I think we can probably say that this is a solid rating.
9. Yeah,
because I think that would cancel each other out. But yeah, I'm good with the 9 because I think it's a solid movie. It's very fun. And again, if you're somebody who's born and raised in Los Angeles like we are, I mean, it's all
That's a
LA.
plus.
One of
It's
the best
all
parts
LA.
of this movie.
And I'm gonna say this, and I usually don't take much pride in being here from LA, but it throws it in there from LA.
Yeah,
That's my city. I'm like, it actually gave me some pride in it. Like, ooh, I know that. That's the East LA Bridge.
Right.
Yeah.
That's 7th Street right there. I know where y'all at. No, yeah. And I think that was the again, one of the great takeaways. The movie opens with a shot of an overhead shot of Staples Center back in the early 2000s. Like, you didn't drones weren't a thing back then. So to get an aerial shot like that wasn't like the most normal thing in the world.
And you have to, and historical wise, for that time period, especially with the Staples Center changing its name soon to the crypto.com.
Mm-hmm. That's supposed to literally change, I want to say, in the next 2 or 3 months. They're not even waiting to the end of the season or anything.
So, I mean, and I don't even rep the Clippers.
Big business, man.
Hey, that movie did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and as an example of the LA vibes, my family business is featured in this movie. So
very nice.
Pretty awesome. It's a business we've had for over 50 years. So
very nice.
Definitely LA representing. So yeah, I think Drive is a solid 9. Mm-hmm. Let's move on to number 4. Number 4 is Dope, another LA based movie.
Yep.
Another good coming of age film, kind of like, a cross between the Goonies and Superbad, which is fun. I enjoyed this movie. I think 8.5. I'm good with that. But what do you guys think?
I don't remember what I gave it.
Dejan, you want to give your follow-up first?
No, not yet. I want to see what you guys say. But what did I give it? You guys got that rating from me?
See, that's where I failed.
Dope rating. Give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna run across it in a minute. I promise. Well, I'll go. I love this movie. This was one of my choices. I've seen this movie about 8 times, maybe. Not once have I ever.
No, it was my choice.
Was it Dope?
Yeah.
Was it? I'm looking. I don't know. I know it was. It could have been one of our choices. It's on one of my lists too. So
I
I
think we
wouldn't.
were.
Uh,
I think we were synchronized on just as
on that
much
one
as
that time.
how we both enjoyed it. Because honestly, it was my choice, but you sincerely took the helm of this one more than I did.
Did
Like
I?
you just
Okay.
went boom. Like I'm
I
like,
love
oh
this
damn,
movie,
never mind.
man. My bad. In
But
hindsight, I think I actually remember doing that, and I want to say, no hard feelings. I'm sorry. It
no,
was
don't be. I'm glad you did because you said a lot of shit I wasn't putting out there, and I was just
Mhm.
like, all right, cool, and that's good.
Yes, indeed. I mean, this movie is heavy for hip hop, like especially during the early 2010s era. The ASAP Rockies and that whole Casey Veggies, all of them. Um, because of that, and a lot of just what was going on as far as hip hop breaking into mainstream through the new wave of artists at that time. I think that this movie hit really hard when it came out. But I know nobody really knew about it until it got to Netflix. Like that's really when it caught its break, when it caught its wings, I guess you could say. And
Yeah, I think I only saw advertisements when it came to Netflix.
I believe the same, but I want to say it
Yeah.
was in theaters before that. And if you were like select theaters, I think it was like an indie film before that, and then it got to Netflix, and there you go. So yeah, me personally, 8 out of 5 could honestly be a little too low, but I am honestly biased on this movie. I would give it a 9.5 easily. I would not give it a 10. But I could bump it up to a solid 9 or leave it at an 8.5, and I have no problems with that because there are things that I can understand people disliking. Just there are some inconsistencies in the movie, but the lessons and what it all closes for me, brilliant movie.
Deshaun, anything?
I will say, yeah, that's definitely true for most movies. You're definitely going to see some inconsistency, but man, speech pattern all fucked up today.
You mean what I know?
Inconsistent. See,
Yep.
regardless of those things are definitely apparent for movies like this. I think most movies. There's rarely any perfect movie. It's just like there's rarely any perfect
Anything.
anything. I mean, there's a handful, but I mean, if you're really that type of person that you really have to find something really wrong with it, or something that just can't be like overlooked, um, eh, you got a lot of time on your hands. Um, for a lot of things, but this movie it did have it here and there. I would love to see it maybe hit up to at least a 9 or just stay where it's at. And for me, I loved the hip hop aspect of it because issue is I'm not a fan of modern day rap or hip hop at all. Really, it's just a handful of artists I can say I still can listen to, and it's the same thing if something was to revolve around like alternative rock music or something like that. I can see. I would probably say the same thing if I can like find a movie on a bar that does something for that. But for this, it hits so many notes, especially living here in Los Angeles or just in that area. Like this is in Inglewood, mainly set, where I can relate to the type of shit as much as you guys can probably relate to. Going to school in this city, as much as not going through some of the shit they went through, but somebody that's went through something similar or you face something close to it and it hits home for me because it's like it's a soft spot in that. And next to that, just to know you as an individual they're already trying to typecast you because of who they think you are, but no one really knows you until the time is right. And this movie
Right.
just definitely demonstrated that for me. And I really can relate, with a lot of these characters. And I think the ensemble of not really knowing a lot of these people and kind of starting to see them jump up in new movies now is great too. And for me, I didn't get a chance to see this theater. I didn't get a chance to see it anywhere until I red boxed it like a couple years ago. Then after that, I loved it. Rented it a couple times. Then I can tell I really love this movie when I went out my way to legitly buy this bad boy full price digitally and be like, yo, you guys want to watch it? Just log into this account. I don't care. I haven't made the whole fucking extra email to go do it. That's how much I enjoyed this movie too as well. I just don't mind.
I do remember that.
Yeah. Well, I'm comfortable with putting it at a 9 too. I think that's apt. So yeah, I think you guys said all of the good stuff about it. I agree 100%. And yeah, I think a 9 is I think that's probably where it should be. So
definitely. And two things I wanted to add to what Dejan said. We also knew the blocks not to walk. We all know the blocks not to walk down on your way home or to school.
Yeah, if you see some of the bigger kids in the distance, try to not walk in that direction.
Go that way. At the same time, I like what this movie did as far as exposing the realities of just because you're from somewhere doesn't mean you're accepted.
Right. So, and and just because you're from somewhere doesn't mean you have to be a certain way, right?
That as well. Yep. Yes, indeed.
Absolutely. Cool. Let's move on to number 5. Number 5 is Jojo Rabbit. Pleasantly surprised by this one. It was the first time I had seen it. And I really loved it. I loved it so much I bought a physical copy. And
nice.
I thought it was sweet. I thought it was funny. I thought it was irreverence. I thought the acting was really good. I'm comfortable with an 8.5, but what do you guys think?
The first thing I think is, as your friend, I'm gonna make fun of you that you bought a physical copy of a Scarlett Johansson movie because I know
that is true.
Only because I know.
Now, his defense is gonna be like, but I liked her in this movie though.
That's all right. His defense is only going to make me say it's also a Hitler movie.
Right. And you can also say, bring controversy. I actually like Hitler in this movie too.
Oh my God! You know what? I agree with both of those statements.
This is not going well for me.
This isn't going well for any of us. This is all out there now. No, I definitely think this movie is in the right ballpark. Again, one of those moments where, in hindsight, not so hot off the presses, not really stewing, so to speak, on it, but just in hindsight, this could get a bump up. Just a great movie. Like, I didn't expect it, didn't think it was gonna fly that way, with no prejudice and no bias from either the side of the movie and or from the side of the viewer. This movie could definitely be one of those Sunday or weekend family movies, something to laugh at.
Yeah. Dejan, we bumping it to a 9 or what?
I would definitely do it. I mean, shit, call me a black Nazi if you like.
Let's do it. I agree. I mean, as I said, I bought a freaking Blu-ray of this movie just because I thought it was so good.
Shit, me personally, I'd be a 9.5 if I could.
And I thought
9 is good.
No, I think 9 is good. But I also want to say I don't like how on the cover we're not mentioning the number one center, who is JoJo, who's this kid. I don't even know where he's at now, what else he's doing, if he's been in anything else. But this right here was amazing. And I just hope that if we ever see him in something else, it is of this level of what he's putting out.
Absolutely. Yeah. And
I love this movie. It's really, it takes a very serious tone, a serious point in history, and makes a joke out of it, but still keep it serious and also keep it very warm-hearted. Cinematography is great, some very unexpected things, and it's just like, whoa. I mean, I wanted to see this movie when I first seen the trailer, and I just heard all the shit people talked about it, and I was just well, you know what? We can't cancel everything, because what the fuck is the point if we cancel everything we think we don't like, or if given it a chance to be, come to the term of relating or even just see what something's about.
If we canceled everything, art wouldn't exist. So,
and I don't want to get too far off, but when people say when Dave Chappelle should say sorry, I don't think so. No, because I sincerely feel if you say that you're sorry, you're basically saying we should kill comedy.
Well, and let me just be controversial for a second. Did Kathy Griffin have to say sorry for her art? I don't think so.
That's right.
Hell no.
You know,
I like that.
you know, let's just keep it at that.
Now, I don't like that for the reason that some people out there will think you said that, but I see what you did there. And I like
See,
right.
I'm a black Nazi.
that. Take that red hat off.
Another Dave Chappelle reference. All right, let's move on to number 6 then. 9 out of 10 for Jojo Rabbit. I like that. I'm comfortable with that. It's a great movie. Number 6 is There Will Be Blood. Daniel Day-Lewis, the man, the myth, the legend, the milkshake.
I wish I had a straw right now just to.
Yeah. I love this movie. It is. I think I remember why I didn't rate it a little bit higher. It is very long. And this was one of those movies where I said there was a whole storyline that I thought could be removed and still the movie would have been fine. But fuck, Daniel Day-Lewis, Paul Thomas Anderson, you know, like great movie.
The Riddler.
The Riddler. Yeah. Paul Dano.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird right now. I don't recall him as the Riddler, or it doesn't click. His
Well,
He's the
he
new
will
one.
be.
Yeah.
Oh, he's the new Riddler. That explains it. Okay, got it. Not my Riddler.
Not Jim Carrey. Jim
I was
Carrey.
thinking, I was like, there's another Riddler I didn't know about. How do I?
Well, there's another one before Jim Carrey, but I won't go into that.
Well, and then you have the
that
one
was
in
TV.
Gotham too.
No, we don't speak of Gotham.
Okay.
Gotham.
Yeah. So
the TV show.
what do you guys think? There Will Be Blood, 8.5. How does that feel?
For me, I think it feels about right. I do remember the saying that it was partially the length of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Added a little bit of storyline, and if I remember correctly, it was a bit of like, oh, you opened the door for this, but then you wrote yourself into a corner and you jumped back to this, and that's where you stayed. Like just certain things were left open.
Yeah.
So I think 8.5. But if someone were to ask me, you know, just this standalone, not comparing it to a list of other movies, you know, what do you think of There Will Be Blood? It's fucking amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we should make the caveat too that just because something is like in the 8s doesn't mean that it's not really great. You know. So.
Oh, you know, the 8 is still high.
Right. Dijon?
I'm good with it. I mean, I probably had the same. Yeah, I had about the same skirmish with it, but yeah, I mean, I can't complain any much. But I enjoyed that in the last 10 minutes. Best part of the movie, in my opinion. Next to watching Paul Dano getting slapped like a bitch. Beyond that, I'm upset.
Eli.
And he gets slapped around a couple times, which is nice.
Well, then he gets hit with a bowling ball. So
yes. Yeah.
So when I go see Batman now, I'm gonna be like, I'm seeing him getting punched repeatedly and some dude screaming vengeance. I'm like, where's that milkshake and that straw?
Right.
Some dude screaming vengeance.
Fuck, that dude's gonna be a punching bag, and most of the shit I've seen him in, that's.
Yeah. Well, I think that we're good with 8.5 for There Will Be Blood. Another great stand-up movie. And we can move on to number 7. Number 7 is The Suicide Squad, and it's at an 8.3 out of 10. Now, I don't know, guys. What are we thinking here? Because I like this movie, but I don't necessarily mind it being a bit lower. Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
This one can definitely get some drainage.
Some drainage.
Look at you on pun.
I think we rated this against the previous Suicide Squad kind of too.
Yeah.
And while it is really good,
it's better than the first one.
It is better than the first one. I could see it down to a 7.5 or an 8.
The fuck, man! I'm waiting. I'm waiting for that cut for the first one to clarify, like the Zack Snyder stuff.
Oh right.
We are waiting for the 4-hour version, aren't we?
I'm waiting for it with another filter too on the camera lens. What the fuck?
Right.
Wasn't enough red shadows in the background for you? I'm down to downgrade it to about a 7.5, even a 7 flat, honestly. And my reasoning, looking at it, you know, looking at the cover, thinking about the people that are in it, The coolest shit about that whole movie was Polka Dot Man.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, Killer
Wait.
Shark was
After
great.
you understand Polka Dot Man,
Or
it takes
King
you a minute
Shark,
first to know
sorry.
what the hell's going on.
Yeah. I really thought it was a refreshing DC movie. I think it's one of DC's best movies for superheroes. So yeah, I would be comfortable with bringing it down to a 7.5 if we decided that that's what we're going. But Dijon, what do you think?
I'm cool where it's at. That's very. That's probably due to me with that 3. I'm cool for where it's at because you know what? When I first walked into this movie, I was like, I kind of wish I got a chance to see it in theater. When I first walked in here, I'm like, this dude is just gonna give me another Guardians of the Galaxy, and I mean, I liked it in so many aspects. I'm like, there's some things where I thought, oh, this is gonna happen, but no, this dude had free range of shit versus Guardian of the Galaxy, where he was basically working with footnotes from Kevin Feige. This dude literally had full creative control of how he wanted to play with this movie, and you know what? This dude had a bigger ensemble on with this movie, and I think he balanced it well where in some beats in other movies he's done, like Guardians of the Galaxy or like even Scooby Doo, there was this one of them beats where I'm like they had like drop in the frame rate for his beats. But in this movie, it was just like it kept me entertained from beginning to end. And this dude is also great with the soundtrack. So I got no complaints. And this first time I actually really enjoyed a DC film / Warner Brothers, along with a superhero film that actually was just like very tasteful with making something like rated R versus Deadpool. You mean wrong? I'm not gonna say I love it. I enjoyed the first Deadpool, but I'm just like, okay. But just to amplify that with so many other characters, make it fun from beginning to end with surprises here and there, and kind of be like, yeah, I would love another slice of pie. For me, please let me have another slice of pie, and please put the whipped cream on it, and maybe I'll take the cherry. And
yeah, I think going forward, what we'll do is if we don't reach a consensus about raising or lowering, each of us gets a veto. And yeah, well, I mean, you can use it now if you want to, but we haven't reached a consensus anyways. I don't think. Yeah,
saving it for.
I'm down for lowering it, but Dijon, would you be down to balance it to a flat 8?
Yeah, you could save your veto if you want to bring it to an 8.
I'm cool with that. No matter. I mean, it stays at the 8 for me.
It's always an 8.3 in your heart, anyways.
I mean, in your heart. I mean, it might go a little bit higher for me, but yeah.
All right, yeah. So we'll move it to an 8 since Dijon didn't want to use his veto on that. Then we split the baby in half and brought it down to an 8. I think that's fair.
I'm saving my veto for movies.
Don't tell us. Don't tell us.
No,
surprise the fuck out of you guys.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Some
fries, motherfucker.
There's gonna be surprise, motherfuckers. Add an S to that bitch. You guys are looking at me like you either high or something. You need to take the meds.
No. I think I know what it's gonna be, but we'll see. Let's move on to number 8.
Speed Racer. That's what it's gonna be.
It's probably gonna be. Guns Akimbo. See, okay, so this is where we're at because Guns Akimbo, is it really an 8.3? I don't know.
No,
I don't think it is.
I don't think it's better than Suicide Squad. No,
I don't think it is either. Yeah.
No.
So we got to bring this
Jungle. I just seen a movie called Jungle with him.
So does this go down to a 7? 7.5?
Sharp drop to a 7 or a 7.
What's wrong with y'all?
Let me think. Guns Akimbo.
I enjoy Keelan's pick.
I liked the movie, but
I did too.
If we're being honest, I liked Suicide Squad better. Right? This is a good movie, but I like Suicide Squad better, and I wanted to bring that to a 7.5.
But
what's your but? I have no but.
I don't either. I would bring this to a 7.5 without hesitation.
I don't know. For me, 8 is fine for me. I'm saying I enjoyed it.
He saved his girl. He did save his girl.
Didn't hook up with her, which is not the whole
Well, I mean, that wasn't
thing
the
you
point of
get
the
for
movie.
most movies. Did you know movies like, yeah, they're gonna hook up again? No, they're not. She's gonna go on with her life. She supports him, but he's off to the adventure being his badass. I thought it was stupid, silly, and just straight up fun.
But I guess the question is it on par with the Suicide Squad?
No.
And there's going to be a whole list of 8s that we're about to hit.
Yeah, we're about
too.
to. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm looking at. This has to come down to a 7.5.
I'm just saying, for me, it's not as good at just as the Suicide Squad, for the simple reason that, me personally, I don't think you can really
Compare the
compare
two.
it to, because it touches upon some different things for sure. I mean, you both know both of these movies are going to be silly. And
all right. How about a 7.8?
That's too much.
Too much? 7.5.
I'm messing with you.
7.8.
I don't even know what I rated.
I'm actually questioning myself.
Yeah, but
I'm questioning. Do I like this better than Suicide Squad or no? I think they're about the same.
Potter with guns, man.
I think they're about. You know what? That is true. But
well, if you want to say they're the same, then we can bring it to an 8.
Watch this. At least you didn't get. It's because of the dick.
Set flat.
Oh, damn!
I forgot about that, and now I remember why it lost so many damn points.
And eating that sausage off the floor.
We're splitting the baby there. It's gonna be 7.5 then, because yeah,
I'm
7
down
flat.
7 flat because of the penis and the hot dog.
And when the shit goes down,
man, look, that's terrible.
All right, well, let's start getting through this, because this is going to get contentious soon, because we got a lot that are in the same like middle range.
We're not going to double that. We probably have to do a part 2.
I know, right? We'll see if we can get movies. I missed one. Sonic.
Tenet already.
No, Sonic.
I'm using my veto on that.
I know you're using your veto on Sonic.
No,
I actually looked and I was like, it's probably gonna be Sonic. Oh, Tenet. Because Sonic. I know, yeah. I think we're gonna split on Tenet too.
Sonic.
Mustache.
Sonic needs to go down to a 7, dude.
Really?
Damn.
In my opinion, it's a kids movie.
It is a kids.
It doesn't deserve to be on the level of. I mean, it's 0.4 away from an Oscar award-winning movie.
Yes.
But I mean, even you are looking forward to part 2.
5 Oscars.
But you are looking forward to part 2.
Yeah, but I'm also looking forward to, like
that mustache. Spider-Man.
Wait, Doctor Strange? Are you gonna put it on par with Doctor?
Them are kids' movies too. They're comic books. Comic books are for kids.
Hey, action figure books.
Action figure books. Well, what do you guys think? What, you guys are good with an 8.1 for Sonic?
Well, they're a 1. Just because I don't like the 1 and 8. I don't like that
Sonic. Yeah, I did. I really liked Sonic. I think I could live with it at an 8.
Wow. All right.
Wait to part 2.
Well, I mean, if we can't get the consensus on this one, I'm not going to use my veto on it.
I'm not using my veto either. Not for Sonic.
No.
Maybe I should. Nah, fucking. I'm cool.
Not for Sonic.
That movie surprised me. I mean, I bought that shit.
I think that's what it was for me too. I didn't expect it to really get me in.
All right. I mean, fair enough. We don't have to touch it. I mean, he says Dijon says he's good with it. You said you're good with it. I'm not going to.
I kind of feel like I get where you're going, Nick. I do feel like it could come into the 7 categories and not in the 8s, but the high 7s.
Too many 8s, man.
Yeah. That's really what I'm thinking. It might be a little too many 8s. It could definitely drop to the high 7s, like a 7.8, 7.7.
I don't. I mean, regardless, we got too many 10s, too many 8s.
But I'm looking at the next 2, and the next 2 should be above this.
Did we enjoy the movies? That's the question.
Right.
And so fair to the films.
Right. And so then the question then is this going to be better than the next couple movies that we?
Maybe.
The next one, yes. The one after that, no.
Okay.
Actually, the one after that, hell no.
All right. Well, then let's just get through this. We'll leave Sonic at where it is right now. I don't want to use my veto on it. So
Is it Jackie Chan's Karate Kid?
I wish.
hey, let's go. Tenet 7-3.
Stay in there.
Yeah, I don't care. I think that's fine. I'm good with Tenet being there.
Yeah, I'd only raise this movie for John David. Like, I literally will lift this movie because of the actor. That's it.
John David.
Hmm.
Oh, you mean Denzel
Washington.
Washington? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't believe you did that. We said we were gonna not do that. We said that the day of this episode that we were not gonna do that.
I forgot.
You can't use a veto to overturn the consensus, though. You can only use a veto to keep
overturn the judgment.
Yeah, to overturn the judgment. So
I'm fine with a 7-3 here.
Yeah, I am too.
I think it deserved 6.
Damn.
Understandable.
I'll be honest. I mean,
Understandable.
it started off cool, but I'm like,
yep.
I don't necessarily disagree with you. I don't necessarily. Yeah.
You know, they could save that damn war scene. They could save that war scene, and we all would have different opinions. I promise you.
Yeah.
It was that whole two military scene at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was getting annoyed with that, and for me, it was just like, man, what was the fucking purpose of this movie? And I'm like, there's so many plot holes not answered. It's just like, all right, fuck it. It made my head hurt when it shouldn't have.
Tenet is the example of Confucius says ...
Don't bring Confucius in this shit, man.
Yeah, I don't think it can be at a 6 just because what we have at 6, and I think 6 is going to be problematic for us. I think that's the most problematic section, to be honest. Some things have definitely got to change. So I'm comfortable with leaving Tenet at 7-3. You know, it's not awful. It is Christopher Nolan. I do like John David. I think he's got really good presence.
Great range.
The movie's just hokey as fuck, and so you know.
And even Robert Pattinson did great in that movie.
That's true. I did like Robert Pattinson in that. So
who doesn't like Robert Pattinson?
We're going to number 11, V for Vendetta. Number 7 out of 10.
That
is true. That is true. Some of these are done with just me and Keelan as a rating. So I think what's only fair is that, you know, like if you want to contribute to Jean, you can.
I think it should be at an 8.
Okay. What do you think, Keelan?
8.5.
8.5. Okay. You know what? I'm good. Let's just 9.
I heard 9 in the background.
Nope. I'm good with an 8. I think it should be at an 8 too. I think 7 is too low.
I've seen the movie. I think the movie is great. I think it's one of the movies that actually does justice to the source material. Yeah. And you can't say Hugo Weaving and Natalie Portman, even though the dialogue was kind of like not really there, but it was great performance in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I agree. Blow up.
You know, I could definitely see this movie if we all were to rate it together, getting at least 8s from all of us, a minimum of 32.
And guess what? It's a
excuse me. What would that be? 24 out of 30.
And I can say this for all of us. It's a Wachowski movie that we probably all enjoyed.
Yep. Probably one of my favorites, if not my absolute favorite by them.
Yep. Agreed. No contest. V for Vendetta gets upgraded to an 8.
Wait to cloud
which is good with me. Number 12, Mortal Kombat is at a 7. I think we need to lower this, gents.
I do too. And I'm gonna tell you why. I see the name Mortal Kombat and I think of the one we grew up with. And then I see the cover and I remember, oh yeah, they did redo this. Yeah, they need to change the name.
I think it deserves to be lowered just because of the fact that it wasn't the same as the first 14 minutes of the movie.
Correct. It's a what do they call those?
Bait and switch.
That too, but no, something that comes before, a movie that comes before, prequel. It's a prequel that wasn't sold or advertised as a prequel, and you had to put that together only if you know the actual storyline. So, yeah, I'm down to actually lower this to about a 6.5, 6 flat.
That's generous. Me personally, if I had to review it all over again, I'll give it a 1.
Whoa!
I give it a 1. But if we were to like lower it, I can see it like at a 4 for me. Just for me, for the simple fact that the ones in the 90s were better to me.
Agreed. I like the 90s
it was corny and stupid. Yeah. Where it's like they try to create something new, but try to be stupid. But it was just like, I don't need this shit. Yep. And it was like 2 fatalities. I enjoyed out of all of it. I was just like, cool. Then how do you turn a movie for the first 10 minutes to be nice,
Man.
really done, well choreography, fight scenes, music, and just boom to
No more fighting.
sloppy seconds?
Yeah.
You know,
big
listen,
time.
don't do sloppy seconds like that. I feel like sloppy seconds are better than what the hell that was.
Yeah.
Or running a train.
Not that I know, but you know.
They ran a train
So
on this.
does it need to be lower than a 5?
I'm solid with 5.
It's fine with a 5.
Okay.
We can go 4 or 5.
I can go on and on about that.
Yeah, I think 7 was just way too high. 5
Yeah.
is fine just because it does bring a little bit of that nostalgia in,
If
which
you
made
guys-
it worth enough watching.
If you guys want a good Mortal Kombat game, just play Mortal Kombat X and up.
Yeah, those are great.
Fair.
The story modes are always great. I really enjoy those.
Mhm.
All right, let's move on to 13 then. Happy Time Murders. This needs to be lowered.
I like
I
it
don't
where
know.
it's
It's just in my opinion. I don't know. What do you guys think?
at. I could understand, but I like it where it's at.
Okay.
I agree.
You good with where it's at? All right, well, that's fine with me too. I mean, like, I just felt like bad because it's a fucking Muppet movie and it's a
Puppet
7.
fur.
It is a Muppet movie, but guess what? That means that everyone else needs to step their game up because this definitely undersold how good it was compared to some of what these other movies were selling in their
Dude,
advertisements.
we get to see
That's fair.
Muppet fur and Muppet jizz. Okay.
I mean,
Muppet-
just read the tagline at the top. No Sesame all street. I want to watch the movie again now.
Right.
Something wrong with you, man.
And it is Jim Henson's son, so you know it is a throwback. All right, I'm good with the 7 then. That's fine with me. Let's move on to number 14 then, and that is
0.
Dune, 6.6 out of 10. What are we feeling, guys? Do we think that this is okay?
It's fine.
I think it's fine. I would even be okay if we put it at a 7 or if we dropped it to a 6. Because I could understand both ends of that. My biggest issue, and I know we just literally did this, but I'm gonna say it. My biggest issue is I was not watching a 2.5-hour movie expecting it to be a third of the story.
Come on, man. You've seen Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Ring.
We've had this discussion about me and Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter and Twilight and all of
Hunger Games.
We've done this on air. Do we want to do this again on air?
I'm to see Oscar Isaac nipples.
Yeah, I think I'm okay with where it's at, considering that everybody else thinks it's a 90%, which I can't do.
Come on, Rotten Tomatoes, y'all tripping.
Yeah, I think that 6.6 is fine, and it's a lot of goodwill. It's a lot of goodwill saying, "Hey, maybe the next movie will be better."
Now, and if we were giving ratings based on design and set dressing, and listen, this might blow up most things out of the water on that. But
definitely,
But
as
a whole, I think I like it where it's at.
Same, good with where it's at. We're good. Move on.
Mm-hmm.
All right, number 15, Gaia. Also at a 6, or Gaia. Sorry, I always do that. Gaia. 6.6 out of 10. I'm okay with that. I didn't hate this movie. I thought I was going to hate it. Yeah, you know, I didn't dislike this movie. I thought it was quite good. So yeah, I'm good with this. I'm good where it stands. I don't know what do you guys think?
I like here somewhere between here and a 7. It's right between. It's right where it's at. Maybe a little bit under Happy Time Murders.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
John, what do you think?
With it. Maybe a 6.
Yeah, you would go the other direction.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I honestly, I think it's good to be where it's at, considering the rest of the horror movies that we reviewed are god awful.
Mm-hmm.
Tree Love gets a point for me, so you know.
I think that all of us gave that a point.
Hey, we got to see boobies and ass.
The
ass we weren't so excited about.
And I think we had a really good time, you know, kind of ripping it apart and just talking shit about it. So it's going to have a special place in my heart for that.
I love that movie. Black guy died first.
Oh,
there was so many puns in that whole statement. Not going to pick them all out.
Got it.
You know, I'm actually, I'm really good though leaving this here.
Yeah, same.
She won't transform me, but I understand what they're saying.
Looking like homegirls from Hero season 2.
She does, doesn't she? Yeah, she's got the drippy eyeballs.
You guys definitely said that on air. You stoned the episode.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to number 16 then, which is Army of the Dead. This got to go get down, right?
Yeah.
We got to lower it.
Wait.
You gotta see Army of Thieves first. You have to go down.
We got to go see Army of Thieves. Yeah, we got to see the prequel now. We now we don't even know how to rate this because we don't know what happened before this.
6.
What are we gonna do?
6.
Agreed. I think it could go down to a 6.
Yeah.
Easy. Okay. Yeah. I mean, Batista's acting alone deserves a downgrade.
You know what? I will say though, this was the only role he has outside of
Drax.
Thank you. I was about to say Groot, and I know it's not that. It's the only role he has outside of Drax where I actually was like, oh, he fixed this role.
No, just watch Dune again.
Damn, you're right.
Oh yeah.
Right. I forgot about Dune that quick. You're right. Dune is definitely the best role outside of Drax for him. This one.
Then wait till he's casted as Marcus Phoenix for fucking Gears of War.
Wasn't he Marcus
that's
Phoenix?
definitely gonna happen.
Not yet, but it'd be nice to see him as
No. I
Marcus
mean,
Phoenix.
isn't Marcus Phoenix like made after his image?
No.
Oh my god, then he's
They
gonna
just
blow
look
that
very
role away.
similar.
Yeah, he's gonna smoke that role.
Yeah.
Throw that bandana. He's lobbying for the movie, but
He has the
wants to do that
voice, he
shit.
has the build, the face. Like, no, he is Marcus Phoenix, bro. What do you mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's dope.
All right.
I'm like,
well,
wasn't not real quick, but I just want to say,
Yeah.
wasn't his what was the other guy, his partner? Wasn't he made after Ricky Williams? He looked just like him, or Ice Cube, or somebody.
The Cold Train.
Gold Train, yeah, that was Ricky Williams, wasn't it?
That could be Terry Crews.
Why would you? Never mind. Move on.
all right.
Woo!
Let's go to number 17 then. Yeah, Army of the Dead definitely need to be downgraded. It was not as good as Gaia. All right, let's go to 17. 17's Black Widow, 6.5 out of 10. I would love to lower this, but I don't know what you guys think.
Lower it. I'm down.
I'm cool with
We could drop this a full point.
Mm.
Nah, I'm cool with a 6. I don't care.
Cool with a 6.
Yeah, I mean, the movie was all.
Yeah.
I only got 2
All right.
skirmishes with this movie. It should have been done right after Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
And next to that, they fucked up my Taskmaster. And everything else was cool.
Now watch this. Same thing. 6, 5.5. That's how I came to 5.5.
Yeah.
And not because Taskmaster's a female, because you didn't give me Taskmaster. You gave me some psychologically inept robot.
It was RoboCop.
You gave me female RoboCop. Part that doesn't bother me. Nope. Right. No problem with the female part. Huge problem with the lack of character in Taskmaster.
And the lack of Black Widow in her own movie. It was all about her damn sister.
I enjoyed the sister more. Can't wait to see her in Hawkeye.
I think now that I
The
feel
Hawkeye
like
Christmas special.
Yes.
Is that what it's
Man,
called?
you know everybody fucking hates Jeremy Renner when he doesn't even get his own show. He just gets his Christmas special.
You are dang.
He just gets a Christmas special, and it's not even gonna be about him. It's gonna be about Kate Bishop. Cool.
It is not. So it's not even probably going to be a full movie.
No.
See, that's what happened when you do country music on the side.
Yep. They don't like those country music lovers.
I don't know Jeremy Renner. I'm gonna have to go check his stuff out.
He's a country singer, man.
He looked like he got some good soul in him.
He ain't no Billy Cyrus.
Hey, Billy Ray had his run. All right. I like it.
Check it out. His stuff is decent. Check it out.
Cool deal.
All right, let's move to 18. Space Jam: New Legacy. This has got to go down.
Ain't that a bitch?
6.3. Are you kidding? I would bring it to a 6.
Tenet. No joke. Only a 6?
I mean, I'm just trying to be generous here because I'm trying to.
That's a lot of generosity.
I'm trying to coax. I'm trying to coax people. I know. True. This movie
We could bring this to a
sucked.
5-5. I'm like, I really was like, we could bring this to a 4 or 5. We could bring this to a 5-5. What did we just dropped something else to a 5? What was it?
We just dropped
Doom? No.
No, it was Black Widow down to a 5-7.
Was this better than Black Widow?
I believe
No.
What was it before that? It's something else we dropped to a 5. What was it? Army of the Dead.
Army of the Dead went to a 6.
Oh, it was Mortal Kombat. Sorry, it was Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
This is better than Mortal Kombat, but it's not that much better than Mortal Kombat. And the only thing that makes it better than Mortal Kombat is the lessons for the kids because it's a kids movie.
Mm.
No, it's a grown ass person movie.
No, it's a kids movie.
He has to learn how to be a father. A better father.
You know what? I know somebody that should be watching this movie that's in the media right now, but I'm gonna leave it at that.
Goddamn.
So is it safe to say we can bring it down to the level of Mortal Kombat? Just a 5.
Mortal Kombat at 5? Yeah, yeah, I'm down for that. Yeah, we do a 5 on that.
6-3 is way too high.
Yeah, and that's what it is. It's too high for this list.
Yes.
Is it a decent, good enough movie to again, like I said, even when we did it, watch with the kids and the family? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's fine enough. But
compared to, again, looking at things that are coming up right behind it, nah.
Y'all call it Sonic a kids movie.
I mean, Sonic was less of a kids movie than Space Jam was.
That's true. That is very true.
All
right.
No,
not another Space Jam, please. Number 19 is Mars Attacks. This is at a 6. This was one that me and Keelan did by ourselves too, so that's kind of probably why it's on the lower end, I would think. I don't hate this movie. It is another Tim Burton movie. I mean, it's not great, but it's funny. I'm okay with it being at a 6. I mean, I don't know what you guys think.
It's another one of those for me, heavy cast type of movies. So that's a big point for it. But I liked it, and I liked it. Again, hindsight, looking at some of the other things we've watched compared to this and the time in which this come out, I could raise this to a 7 and not really bat an eye, just based on when this came out, what it's based on, and I still feel like they executed a lot better than some people could in 2021 about aliens attacking Earth, especially from a military and political stance in a movie.
Yeah,
well, I agree. And it's just fun. It's stupid.
It is stupid. It is fun. All right. Well, yeah. Then if Dejan is cool with it, we can raise it to a 7. I'm okay with that.
Knock knock.
Yeah, I think it deserves it. It is a big cast of a lot of people.
It's surprisingly balanced too for that cast.
That's true. And it's a funny, dumb movie. So,
and Charlie Sheen's in it too, right?
I think there's so many people in it, but yeah,
I don't remember Charlie in it, but yeah, he could be, because back then he would have been a fresh face, kind of.
Right. Cool. Well, then Mars Attacks gets a little bump to a 7, which is nice.
Very nice.
We're going to move on to number 20, which is Freaky.
It's about to get fast.
It's about to get fast. 5.6. I'm okay with that. I like this movie though. Yeah. That's kind of what I'm struggling with. So what do you guys think?
I could put it
at 6. I put it at 6 too.
You guys want to put it at 6? I'm cool with that.
It ages well in my mind.
It does for me too. Yeah.
Fatality is ass at the end of that shit.
Right. And and you know what? The deaths were better than Mortal Kombat.
Yes.
So,
the deaths were better than Mortal Kombat, but it wasn't quite as spooky as Gaia.
That's right. Fair enough. Yeah.
No, that was disturbing.
Yeah, so I'm good with Freaky being at a 6. I think that it deserves a little bit of a
Gaia should have been called Freaky.
It should have been. Should have been. Yeah, okay. Then I think we're good with that. Let's move on to 21, which is Malignant, which is at a 5.5.
I'm good with that.
I am too, because of how stupid the movie is.
The music was great though. The transition was just like Dune's transition.
What's funny is I watched this 8-hour live stream of these guys breaking down Malignant, frame by frame. They just watched the whole movie and just commentated on it. It was 8 hours long. It was so entertaining because they were saying the same shit that we were saying. It's just how ridiculous this movie became.
Right.
And you know what? It endeared me for how ridiculous it ended up. So I think 5.5 is fine with me.
I like this movie.
Yeah. I could live with 5.5. I'm thinking about how ridiculous it is, and I'm like, we could lower it, but I'm also thinking like, but it was entertaining.
Yeah.
It's not like they didn't have me reeled in at a certain point, and then I was just like, oh, that was stupid. But you hooked into it. We got stupid.
I like it because my sister got on my ass about degrading this movie.
Yeah.
I think it's good at a 5.5. I think that's where it needs to be.
Yeah, 5.5 I like because they definitely had me hooked until I finally was like, I'm over it.
Right. All right. Well, let's move to number 22, which is All-Star Superman. It's at a 5.3. From what I can remember, I think that's fine with me, but I don't know. What do you guys think?
Shoe soups.
Yeah,
We're good with it.
And yeah, I remember what it's about, how it goes, and everything, and I'm just like, I didn't even have to make that.
Right, I know, it's true. All right, we'll leave Superman alone because I think 5 is fine. 5.3.
Oh hell no!
Anger management at a 5.
Oh no, you skipped one.
Oh, did I?
23.
Oh,
I said, oh hell no!
Yeah.
Come on,
bring that veto out. I know that veto coming.
that was some subconscious.
No, I'm not using my veto on this.
Okay.
I'm sticking with my 10 on this, even though I was encouraged to make it a 10.
That's true. You were the only one that made it a 10, so I'm good with it being at a 5. I could even lower
John's
it.
The only one that gave it more than a 3.
That is true. Yeah, we both gave it a 3. So
I'm
you guys good?
5. Right. I think it could be lower because Dejan was trolling, but that's about it.
No, I'm not trolling. I literally.
I don't think you are either. I don't think you are either because you even expressed before we saw the movie how much you enjoyed it and how excited you were to watch it again.
But I don't. I tell you the truth, I didn't buy it again.
Ah, very nice.
I was like, ooh, I couldn't wait. When it was on HBO Max, I was like, yes.
Yeah.
I'm not spending my $10.
Yeah, I think 5 is fine with me too. I don't want to get too caught up in it. I would lower it, but it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna waste my veto on that. Anger management at a 5 out of 10. I think this is fine too, honestly. Some of Adam Sandler's movies are good, but this one,
Adam Sandler movies.
Yeah,
that's why we just call them Adam Sandler movies because it is a specific genre.
Yeah, very specific.
The raunchy genre.
This is one of those movies for me. I don't remember if I picked it or not, but this is one of those movies for me. It has a special place in my heart, man. It's weird, but you grow up, you find certain movies, and for whatever reason, they resonate with you in a way.
Like Waterboy.
Yes, like Waterboy. Which, if that was on this list, it would be ranked much higher than Anger Management.
Yes. But it still would only be about like a 7 to
7.5
yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
I could give Anger Management out of my biased a 5.5, but I could not give it anything higher than a 6. So I'm fine with that at 5.
Yeah, I'm good with it at 5. What do you think?
And Jack Nicholson and them singing "I Feel Pretty" and pushing a car off of a parking structure is most of my points.
Tell you the truth, I can't contribute anything to this because I have never seen this movie.
All right. Well, then we can just keep it at a 5, which is fine with me. Let's move on to number 25, which is Outside the Wire. Another movie I think is sitting where it should be, to be honest.
So I'm ready to use my veto.
You're gonna veto, son of a bitch.
No. Actually, no. This movie was good for what it was worth. It just reminded me of like a fucking meta 90s movie.
Okay.
I mean, it was good for what it was worth. Would I watch it again? If it was playing around in the background, yeah, why not? I give it a 6, but yeah.
I could give it a 6 based on the acting.
Yeah, that too. I enjoyed that.
I can't say the storyline will take me to move it.
It's mediocre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you gave Falcon You turned Falcon into the robot instead of just giving him wings. So
Honestly, with that, I just dropped my attention to him, especially after watching Falcon and Winter Soldier. I actually enjoyed the new dude.
Captain Idris. Yeah, same.
He looks promising for other shit. I want to see what he can do besides being like this cold-hearted dude, fucking driving. What do you call it? Fucking what do you call it? Drones. Yeah. So yeah, I like to see him do some other stuff and see how he does as an actor. But I fairly enjoyed it. It was okay.
Yeah,
nice popcorn flick.
So you guys want to change it to a 6?
I want to leave it at a 5.
Okay.
All right. You guys want to leave it at a 5? It's cool.
Oh, so no more veto.
Give it I'm not vetoing this.
Okay.
No, you'll see what I'm gonna veto.
I'm good with the 5.
You guys go veto.
Son of a bitch! I swear to God, that's Colossal 26, 5 out of 10.
Let's do
This is it. This is the one he's gonna veto, huh?
Go ahead, Dejan. Take it away.
I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, when I first seen this movie, I'm like, this movie is gonna be stupid. This is stupid. It looks stupid. It's gonna be a rom-com, and it's gonna be predictable as fuck.
You should have trusted your first instinct.
I should have, but going into this movie, because I had a different experience seeing this movie, and I enjoyed this movie on the idea that it's a fucking, and I do not like kaijus. I do not like kaiju movies. Not Jews, but I do not like kaiju movies. I'm not a fan of Godzilla. I'm whatever about King Kong.
Yeah.
But because that was another thing, I was like, I'm not gonna like this movie. I surprisingly liked it because one, what they did to Jason Sudeikis, I was like, wow.
Right? You never thought he could be a funny guy that did what he did.
I typecast him. It's just like going into what do you call it? Eternal Sunshine. I typecast him going into the movie, and I was like, holy fuck, this dude is literally making me scared. He's beating on women and shit, telling other people like, shut the fuck up. Police don't got shit on me. I was like,
Jason Sudeikis, where did you get this?
What the fuck, dude?
Terrible side.
I can't. I don't know if I can give it I don't know if I can raise it. This one, to be honest, the juxtaposition of I don't know. It was supposed to be a comedy, and it ended up being like a domestic abuse movie, and I just can't.
It did get kind of serious.
It was all about domestic abuse.
And he got serious. And you know what? I did not notice that till the second time I watched this movie when I watched it for screen time. And I'm like, first time I was like, oh, okay. That was different. I didn't know this movie was going to go that way. I wasn't so happy with the ending. Then when I looked at it again, I was like, I understand it. It's like, there's really there's some character development, but it's just like enough where it's like, it's a good step, but it's also still bad. And it's just like, wow. And it did touch on a lot of problems people have today. And I'm just like, I wasn't expecting this. For me, I was like, cool.
But in my opinion, it doesn't touch them in a way that is poignant at all. It makes a mockery and a caricature of what domestic abuse is, to be honest. I think. And
to tell you the truth, I think they did it in that direction for a purpose. Because I think most people make a mockery out of it as it is now, especially with our legal system, or people trying to get help dealing with this shit in real life. Because it's like, and this is why I said that ending pissed me off when I first seen it, but watching it again, it was like, hey, she's basically backtracking. She did all this to backtrack, and we do it.
Yeah, most people do, especially when they're in tough spots.
All right, so what are we saying here?
I say a 6. Add it to the pool of 6.
I'm gonna say no, because I'm gonna make you use your veto on this one.
I kind of want to make him use his veto too, but I'm kind of on board. I want to make you use your veto. I really do, but I kind of want to say let's call it even at a 5-5.
Only if you guys can guess what I want to.
I'm willing to.
Only if you guys can guess what I really want to use my veto
on. Let me see. Let me look at the rest of our list. I still think you're going to use your veto on Paper Tigers.
Okay, so you guessed right, so I'm going to use it on Colossal. I'm going to use it on Colossal.
All right, so I guess then we're going to bring it to a 6.
That's hilarious.
All right.
I'm dead
That's
serious.
fine.
I was looking at Paper Tigers like, I
The whole
don't want
time.
to watch this shit. And I was like, oh, okay, it's cool. Thank you, Killer. It's like Karate Kid.
Yeah, it was kind of like a Karate Kid-ish movie. You're absolutely right. An adult
All right.
Karate Kid, which is why
I begrudgingly raised Colossal to a 6, and I think
Yeah.
that's
And you thought it,
It's a-
you guys
it's a
really thought it
victory.
was going to be fucking Speed Racer.
if when we run this back, Nick, will you be changing it? Going,
yeah.
Use
Son of
another
a
video to bring it up.
All right, let's move on to number 27. We're actually almost done. Eraser is at a 4.5 out of 10. I'm cool with that.
The Eraser should stay there.
Eraser. Yeah, I think
No
it
comment.
should.
Have not seen it.
You have never
Yeah.
seen it, yeah.
Yeah, I can't say anything.
I think it's
Yeah,
good.
I think
It's a movie you watch because it's awful and it's funny to laugh at. So
I do think
4.5 is good.
I do think it's nice that one of the first things we reviewed, the rating stands.
Yes, absolutely. I agree. This is the first thing we reviewed.
This was the very first. There we go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, let's move on to 28, which is Paper Tigers, 4 out of 10.
We could go 3-5. 3.
I am down for that. I am so down for that.
Let me think. 3. We can go.
How about a
We can go
1.8? How about a 1.8?
I'm down.
go
I'm down. I'm so down, you guys. You have no idea.
I'm down
I'm
for
down.
1.8.
Fuck it. Let's go to a 2. This movie.
No. 1.7 at least.
Whether you
Yep,
don't want it at a 2?
This would be this could definitely be
The
a
worst?
2 flat. This,
I
yeah,
mean, honestly,
flat.
that's totally up to you guys. I surprisingly enjoyed it. It's a
I'm not gonna
popcorn
say I
film.
didn't enjoy it. I'm not gonna say I didn't enjoy it, but contextually, we've seen a million movies like this.
I haven't.
We've seen better movies like this.
I still haven't.
The movie's called
Over
Three
just didn't come out in
Ninjas.
this era.
3
Oh,
Ninjas.
hell no.
You got 3 Ninjas, you got the Karate Kid, you got Double
Keep that
Dragon.
shit.
We have a few different shows and movies
Keep
like
that
this,
shit
like
too.
better versions. Double Dragon? Not the Double Dragon movie. Double Dragon movie was trash. But the
Yeah, I'm
Double
about to say
Dragon
keep that shit.
Double
Cartoon.
Dragon cartoon.
Oh, a cartoon. I can't really compare that.
Amazing.
Yeah.
You
Paper
get video
Tigers. I honestly another one of those things where I realized that movie ratings are a conspiracy, and for some reason, some movies, because this one got like a 70 or 80%.
No, it's like an 85 or something on Rotten
You
Tomatoes.
guys, man,
Right.
it was full with laughs, like the poster.
It says it on the freaking poster, which should get less points for saying
I was
something
just about
like
to-
that. Ridiculous.
Hey, how about this? I won't say which movie, but we all know that I've decided not to cover movies because I've seen interviews and or too many advertisements that told us how fucking funny it was.
Right. Yeah.
My question is, did you talk to your boy about this movie?
You know what? We never talked about it. We will. We will.
I don't know if he's gonna appreciate our.
Appreciate your shit,
He
man.
may because his thing was it's a good midday on a Saturday. You ain't got nothing to do. Sit and get some chuckles in.
I will always have something better to do than watch this movie.
Now, and again, I will say, did I enjoy it to a level? Yeah. I mean, it was just nostalgic. It was reminiscent of a bunch of other things that we have gotten before.
Yeah. I'm glad we're downgrading it to a 2, to be honest. They didn't even know how to do martial arts in this movie.
That was the problem. But
Bruh.
it's weird because you go and you look at the interviews and they're like, well, you know, the director and this person and a couple of the actors, like they were all masters. And I'm like, and I went back and looked through some of it and I'm like, okay, I'm not. So I'm going to assume I just don't know what I'm looking at.
Nah, there's no way. There's no way. All right, let's move on to number 29. Bulletproof. Yeah, I'm good with that. I don't know. This movie wasn't as funny as it should. I mean, like,
not even now. I don't want to take Paper Tigers to a 2, realizing like, wait, this was right behind it. We could.
Do you think this is worse than?
No.
Bulletproof?
I think they're about the same.
Okay. I would watch this over Paper Tigers any day.
Okay, I agree with that too.
Yeah.
Eesh.
And this is another one Dijon wasn't in on, but have you seen it, Dijon?
No, I have not seen it. I probably seen it when I was younger, but I totally forgot
Yeah.
about the movie altogether. So, I mean, I can't add on anything to this one.
Yeah, I think it's okay to leave it at that. Me and Keelan kind of came to the same consensus about this one. So,
Okay.
yeah. Let's go. Only 4 more to go. 30.
You're young.
Our favorite, The Little Things. 2.8 out of 10.
No,
Now,
I fucked up. I should have used my veto for this shit.
You went to lower it?
straight fucking 0 in my opinion.
Damn. You
Can
know
I use
what?
my veto to make this an 8.
Whoa. I don't know. Can you use a veto for that much power? Man.
I quit. I will continue to be a viewer after this and troll you guys after this. Goodbye. I'll send my letter right now.
2-8. Jared Leto.
So the question is this more watchable than Paper Tigers?
You can get a laugh out of Paper Tigers. I'm sorry.
Damn, you're right though. I could get a laugh out of Paper Tigers, but
Mm-mm.
you know what? What did we put Paper Tigers at a flat 2, didn't we?
Yeah.
This might have to drop to a flat 2.
I want to put this shit at a flat.
This could be at a flat 2.
1.
Paper Tigers.
Flat 2.
Uno.
John wants a 1.
You want a 2.
I put it in the same class. You know what? So I did Bulletproof wrong. I actually put Little Things in the same class as Paper Tigers, not Bulletproof.
Right. Okay, so Dijon says a 1, you say a 2. I can come in and be a tiebreaker and say 1-8.
Okay. I mean, I remember we gave this movie all of its points based on the 3 main characters.
That's exactly right. And they didn't even really earn them. They just got them off of their name.
They got them off of all the other work that they did great.
And that shit is on Hulu now.
Look,
Oh,
matter of fact,
Jesus.
it's a wow. They got their rating. Like Denzel got his rating because his name is Denzel.
That's right.
Rami Malek got his rating because he's Egyptian.
Yep.
Jared Leto got his rating because
he's a fucking weirdo.
Joker. Look, you finally took that Joker makeup off. Cool.
Yeah, good for you. Yeah, I'm good with a 1-8. It needs to come down. I think Little Things still needs to be one of our lowest rated movies. And yeah. So, all right, let's move on to number 31. Only a couple more left, guys. Winchester. That's at a 2.8. I think that's okay because it's not as bad as the little things. The question is it better than Paper Tigers? I'm not sure. What do you guys think?
Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't think it's better than Paper Tigers. I think The Little Things is right behind Paper Tigers, and this might be there. 1.718-ish.
I'm making it 3 just to put the little things lower.
Put the Little Things lower. You know what? I can't be mad at that either.
Yeah.
But I kind of feel like it might be under Paper Tigers, though, honestly.
This movie was meh, but, you know, if I'm supposed to be twat night, I'll watch it.
I think it's fine at a 2. I don't know about a 3 just because we were all pretty critical of this movie.
Ooh, ultra.
So,
and I think it's because we had so much history and background on the source, but we feel like they didn't use as much of that as we're aware of.
plus, if I recall, this movie wasn't scary at all.
Nope.
But there was nothing really scary about it at all.
I think the only time they even tried to make us jump was when the little monster thing popped its head up at the door, and that was more of a startle than a scare.
Right. All right. I think a 2 is I think a 2 is appropriate because
it's right there with the Paper Tigers.
Right. Absolutely.
I will watch Paper Tigers over this though, no question.
Yeah.
I watched Paper Tigers 3 times in a row before I watch this again.
I mean, I would watch, my eyes bleed. So
at least I'll be entertained watching Paper Tigers.
Right. All right, let's go to number 32, second to last one, penultimate, which is Reminiscence. Man, y'all remember this movie?
We do. I do.
you know what? I think I'm okay with it where it's at. I don't know what you guys think though. It wasn't. I think it only got points because it like flooded Miami, right?
That was some cool stuff. Yeah, it was a couple of small things. I could probably actually boost this to about a 2.5. What I'm remembering right now was the emotion in the movie, like
Mm,
through and through. There was a lot of and when I say emotion, it's not just like, oh, love and lust, but the ability to convey depression and anxiety and just the terrors of the world and what it had done to the people around. I
mm,
do recall how that was done very well in this. I would give it another point two tenths of a point off of that.
mm.
Um,
Yeah, I'm not uncomfortable with that. Dijon, what do you think?
I'm gonna Ridley Scott this shit. Shit was boring.
hilarious.
True,
It
it
was.
was boring.
No, I mean, honestly, I can. Yeah, 2.5. I'm fine with that.
Okay,
I definitely liked it better than Paper Tigers. I
right.
still would watch Paper Tigers more than I would watch this though.
I agree on that part too. We'll watch Paper Tigers again.
Like I think
Y'all
that's
are
the one
crazy.
thing I can admit. Nah, I don't know how crazy I am. I will admit Paper Tigers has a little more watchability than some of these other movies.
I think you just don't remember Paper Tigers.
Or maybe
Honestly.
maybe I'm really only remembering the Baymo moments.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you'll be like, I'll watch Speed Racer again.
Right. Definitely
Yeah.
watch
Oh,
Speed
God.
Racer. Yeah.
Oh, God. Okay, maybe not.
And
Maybe I won't watch
Colossal.
Paper Tigers. Look, maybe I won't watch
Yeah.
Paper Tigers as much as I said if you bring Speed Racer.
You'll watch Speed Racer and Colossal back to back for a double
Double
header.
feature. Yeah.
I watched Paper Tigers and Colossal back to back for a double feature.
Mm.
No, I said Speed Racer and Colossal.
I don't even know if I ever have that much time on my hands.
I know, right? Who's got 5 hours on their
That's
hands?
5 hours, man.
What's that sound that some people can't hear?
That's only one Lord of the Rings movie extended cut.
Jeez.
Hey, they better than a Snyder.
You guys
Cut. I'm
wonder
gonna
why-
say that.
That's
You
true.
wonder why I haven't sat through all of that?
Yeah, dude.
That's gonna be our Sunday pick.
The Lord of the Rings extended cuts are each like 4.5 hours long.
We got a week to do it.
And they're good as fuck.
Stop looking like Bilal over there.
Yeah.
You're like, switch.
Hey, yo, Switch, you're doing a show on purpose.
All right, gents. We are finally here at the end of the list, which is number 33.
It was a great movie.
Oh boy. The Empty
Oh,
Man.
hell no.
The Empty Man is at a 2.3.
Ain't gonna get an empty review again.
Yeah, you know what? I am okay with sending a symbolic point and putting this at a 0,
Yes.
just so
You
it
got
can
a
be empty.
bitch.
Listen,
So he gave you a topic.
listen.
For
Of everything
exoplasm.
we've destroyed, even just now having to destroy movies even further, lowering the ratings beyond the lowest of ratings we already had.
And you know
This
what,
shit right here, empty.
And you know what, people?
Man.
I told these guys, let's just review and let's have a skep video about the second Spider-Man trailer. No one listened to me.
Yeah,
I didn't say
Spider-Man trailer would have been.
I didn't say nothing about it.
Spider-Man trailer definitely would have. If I'm being honest, I don't even remember what there was to like about this movie. I only remember like what I didn't like, and I feel like that's all the movie is, just a bunch of shit you didn't like. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, it was a lot of bloviating. You know what? I did make me buy the comic book series though. So I have the first couple issues that I'm going to be reading.
That's what the benefit was of this movie. It got us
Yeah.
interested in the source material.
Right. But I don't think it
done on
deserves
purpose.
points for that.
Yeah, no,
That was done on purpose. Like, you're gonna buy my shit.
Yeah.
that was the only upside to this movie, was becoming interested in the source material. Absolutely.
So what do you say, gents?
Donut.
Is it a
Donut
big
does
fat
sound
goose
nice.
egg?
I'm down for the donut.
There it is.
Something had to take the fall.
Something had to take the fall, and what better movie than The Empty Man?
Pun intended.
Pun intended.
It was gonna be that or the little things for me.
Well, yeah, I think that wraps up our list. I think we've tailored up that nicely. I could redo the major card list, but I think I'll do that for next episode. I'll have that ready for us to show. So next episode, I will have the updated ranking board for everybody to take a look at. But yeah, this has been our review of our reviews. And y'all have anything? Y'all have anything you want to say before we wrap up?
That was fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
I'm questioning my rating scale now. I might come into the next episode with a new rating scale, man.
I think we're about to get real tough on our ratings.
Yes, I think I might have been either I've been overly critical or I haven't been critical enough. I'm gonna have to think about it.
Right. Yeah. Same here for sure. Yeah. And so yeah. I mean, thanks everybody for listening. We really appreciate it. We hope that you guys are having a wonderful evening or whenever you're listening to us. We very much appreciate you. Thank you for taking this trip with us through the Screen Time Continuum, going through all of the movies that we have rated so far. Be sure to know that we will probably do this again in the future when we have another set of 30 to talk about. So this is always kind of a work in progress, and we're trying to, fine tune our rating system, because ultimately we want you guys to see that if we rate something highly, we think it's really good. And if we rate something poorly, we think it's not good at all. So sometimes we have to take these little maintenance trips to check out our ratings and make sure that we still think that they're solid. And we didn't change every one of them. We left a good amount of them intact, but there definitely were some needs for tweaking. So we hope that you enjoyed this episode. Thank you so much for joining us. And we are here every Wednesday and Sunday night at 8:30 p.m. Whose turn is it next for Sunday?
It is me.
Dijon the Mustard will be choosing the next movie for us on Sunday.
I promise it is something depressing.
Awesome. Can't wait. So yeah, stay tuned for that Sunday night at 8:30 p.m. Screen Time Continuum on Facebook and on YouTube. You can catch us there. If you want to check out what we do on our separate podcasts, Keelan has a podcast. It's called If Numbers Could Talk. He's on at Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Please be sure to check him out. He just had an episode out last night, right, Keelan?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
He covered the amount of teams throughout the history of the NBA.
Awesome. And if you're interested in numbers, stats, figures, all of that type of stuff, whether it's sports, entertainment, leisure activities, comic books, movies, he's doing it all at If Numbers Could Talk. Be sure to go give him a thumbs up and a subscription to his YouTube page and his Facebook page, If Numbers Could Talk, Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. The Mustard Dijon has his own Twitch channel. It is called Strawberries and Coffee, and he is on Tuesdays and Thursday nights at 10 p.m. Dijon, what are you working on now?
Guardians of the Galaxy still.
Guardians of the Galaxy still. So be sure to go check him out. Are you able to post on YouTube now?
No.
Not yet. Well, be sure to check him out live then, so that you can check him Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 p.m. He'll be streaming. He's a lot of fun to watch, and he'll be out of YouTube jail soon enough. But we're going to get him on some alternative sites so that he doesn't have to worry so much about YouTube rules. So be on the lookout for that in the future. Strawberries and Coffee. I have a podcast called Exofathom. It's on at Monday nights at 8 p.m. We just got done with an episode about fear. Our buddy Mike did the hosting for that one. He brought that conversation to the table, and I think it's really good. So if you're interested in the esoteric, the philosophical, the conspiratorial, and sometimes just the outright weird, check us out at Exofathom, 8 p.m. Monday night. We got a Facebook page and a YouTube page. But if you're purist at heart and just want to hear us blabber on about movies and TV shows and critique things for which we have no credentials, thank you for taking this trip through the Screen Time Continuum with us. For Screen Time Continuum, I am Nick.
I am Keelan.
And I'm the Mustard.
Good night, everyone.